Hey guys, so I know you guys been wanting a tutorial on this small carousel cuff, so I'm just going to show you the supplies and then we'll get into the tutorial. So what you'll be needing for this tutorial is like a needle. It's optional, you don't need it, and then string, some scissors, and obviously some pony beads. The box doesn't like show all the way because it's too big, but you can find it on Amazon if you search up pony beads bulk. So you can choose whatever colors you want. I think I'm gonna go with maybe green or blue. I don't really know yet, but I think I'm just gonna do blue. I think I decided to go with this dark blue and this light blue, or like turquoise color. First, you're gonna cut like a wingspan amount of string, and if you need more, you can cut more later, and I'll show you how to tie it on. Okay, but first, you don't really need to tie your needle on for this part, but if you want, you can. But you're gonna take your colors and you're gonna string them on your string in like an even number, and it has to fit around your wrist. But I recommend getting a little bit a size up, because this one I think I did 26 around, but it's really like not stretchy. It's like barely stretchy, so it's really hard to get on your, or not that hard, but still. Okay, so right now I'm just stringing on the beads, and then I'll see you when I'm done. So I think I ended up doing 30, so yeah, but you guys like do whatever you guys want, and then you're just gonna tie it off. If you like don't know how to tie it off, this is how I like doing it, just a normal knot, and then like you're about to do a normal knot, so you have this one, and then you're gonna like loop it over again, if that makes sense. So you should have like do those swirly things, I guess, or whatever, and then just do one normal knot again, and then you can cut off the little side or the tail or whatever you want to call it, and then you can start working on the base. If you want, now is the time to put your needle on the other end, and I only do one knot because then like if I need to add more string, I just pull this and it comes undone. So your string should be coming out of this bead like that, and then you're basically just gonna get your next color. So for me it's this navy blue, and then you're just going to skip this bead and you're gonna go in through the next bead. And I recommend the two colors because then it's like easier to see and map out. So it should look like that, and then you're just gonna repeat all the way around. So again, you just grab your bead, you skip the color that you're stringing on if you have two colors, and then you're gonna go through the next bead and pull tight. So it should look like that, and you one more time, and then I'll meet you guys at the very end. So just like that. Perfect. And you adjust just like that. And if you guys are curious on what this stitch is called, it's called the multi-stitch, and I know like some of you guys may already be like familiar with this stitch because it's used in a lot of cuffs. I see, and then yeah, just if you guys wanted to know the name, that's basically it. So if you guys want to like search up multi-stitch cuff, this is it. And now, oh, got stuck on the edge. Okay, now we are on our last one, so we just go through there and then pull through, and then you're gonna go so it's coming out of this one, and you're gonna go in through this one. Okay. Pull through with with no bead, by the way. So it's just like that. It should be looking like that. And then you're gonna switch your color. So just gonna put some on there. Oh, it just rolled away. Anyways, then you're just gonna repeat, except you're going through the ones that are sticking out. So it should be a little bit easier. And yeah, just repeat all the way around until you finish this row. If you want to go ahead, I'll just tell you guys when to stop. So basically, you're gonna stop when you have, hold on. So you're gonna stop when you have 5 of the, your first color, and you're gonna stop when you have 4 of the secondary color. Okay, we are on our last one. It's basically the same thing. So it's coming out of this one, then you go through that one and that one. So it's like that. So you going through those 2 beads, and you pull through, and then it should look like this. So you should have 2 of each color, like 2 layers of each color. And then you're just gonna switch your color now. So we're back to the dark blue. And then you're going to repeat the same exact process. Just like that. Oh, okay. Just like that. And then we need 2 more rows. 3 more, including this one. And then 2 more of these. Okay, we are on our last bead again. And basically the same process. So go through that one and that one, pull through, and then you switch your color. Also, feel free to pause and rewatch. I will be like reminding you guys on how to do this if you guys forget. I'm going to be doing it every row. So you just grab a bead. It should be coming out of your first color. Then you're going to go through the next first color. So you're skipping the color bead that you're currently working with. But that's just how I'm like mapping it out. And these rows or layers essentially don't take that long depending on how fast you go when you're making candy. But for me, it takes maybe like 3 minutes or so to make these layers, rows, whatever you want to call them. Oh, just a second. And I have my beads on the side, so if you guys are wondering like where I'm getting my beads, they're just on the side. I am running a little bit low on string, so if that's like the case for you, I can show you guys how to reattach your string in a little bit. We are basically almost done with this one. Oops. Yep, we just finished it. So through this one and through that one. So you're going through 2 beads like this. So it should look like this, 3 of each. And now we're gonna switch colors and repeat until we have 5 of the first color and 4 of the second color. Okay, now we are on our last one of this color, and then we go through here, those 2 beads, and then we switch colors. So if you guys need a reminder, coming out of that one and going through that one. So that, and you pull through, and it should look like that, and do that all the way around. I am running really low on string, so in a little bit I will be reattaching some more onto the string. Okay, we are on the last part. So, oh, cannot see it all. Okay. So, from there to there, pull. And now we switch colors. This will be our last row of the base because we stopped on this color. We're done with this color, or second color, and we're about to be done with the first color. Before I start on the first color, I am going to attach some more string. So after you cut a decent amount of string, you're gonna like put the two pieces together like this, like that, and then you basically do that so it's like a loop, like it's crossing over each other, and then you put the two pieces through the loop just like that, and then you pull tightly. And if you don't feel like that's enough, because sometimes I don't feel like it's enough, just do one normal knot, and then you can cut off the two tails, and then you just throw them away. And then you can reattach your needle if you were working with one at the beginning. If you were working with one at the beginning, just attach it on and then continue working. Last bead, and then we are done. Last bead, and then we're done with the base. Okay, just like that. So it'll look like this. So 5 rows or layers of your first color, and then 4 rows or layers of your second color, and it should look just like that. And now like this, you can either change the color. I just kept it from my second color, I think. Pretty sure it was my second color. Yeah, it was my second color. So I'm just gonna do that. So basically all you need is your color of choice and 3 beads per spike. So I'll show you how. So you're just gonna string on 3 beads just like so, and then it's coming out of your first color right here, and you're gonna go through this one. So just like that, you pull through, and then it should make like a little spike looking thing ish, and just like that. So as like a reference, I don't know if you can really see that, but like yeah. And you're just gonna basically do that all the way around. So again, 3 strung on, 3 strung on, coming out of your first bead, and you're gonna go into the second bead. Go through, and if it's like not cooperating like that, just pull a little bit tighter and then adjust, or it should adjust on its own. But if it doesn't, just like help it, like if it's like that, just pull the middle one up and it should do that. I had to fix my camera because it was like falling. Anyways, repeat all the way around, and then I'll check back in at the very end. Okay, so I am on my last one. So like that, only going through the first color. It's kind of hard to see because it's like all wonky. And yeah, if it's all wonky, that's normal because the spikes are just like really close and stuff, but it'll like eventually reshape so it's not so wonky because of these little things. I don't know what to call them. And then from here, you're basically just gonna tie it off. I'm not really sure how to explain this. I think I already explained this one time, but basically you're just gonna go in somewhere like that, like under it, and then you're just gonna pull until there's like a little loop. I don't know. and then you just put your needle through the loop and just do that a couple times to actually like tie it off securely. And then we'll start on the other side. And once you're done like tying it off and you feel comfortable, just cut off the end and then insert like put your string through any of these and then just like tie it. I don't really know how to. Ooh, it's kind of like self-explanatory, I think. Oh, but like ooh, like that, and then you just tie it a couple times so that it's like nice and secured. The camera keeps falling, so if you like notice the change in like the camera position, sorry about that. And then you just cut off the tail, which is the shorter side, and then you can throw that away. And then basically you're just doing the same exact thing. So you're just getting 3 beads, stringing them on, and let me just turn this way. And then you're just okay. Then you're just going. So it's coming out of that one. You're gonna go through that one, and then you're pulling through. Oh my gosh! And you're pulling through until it makes a peak, and you do that all the way around. And then we are on the last one. Bead on 3. Go through this one, and then just tie it off. There's really no right or wrong way to tie it off. Just like, I don't really know. Just find a way, I guess. I just like going like down there-ish, like right there on the second bead, and then like pull-ish to the top, pull, and then there's a loop, go through the loop, and then pull tightly, like that. And then I do that like 2 or 3 times. Once you tie it off, don't cut it off. So it's right there, or wherever your string is coming out of. You're gonna go in through the peak next to it, and you're gonna go up until you are at the peak. So just going through 2 beads. So it should be coming out there. And then you're gonna string on 3 beads. It could be whatever bead color of choice. I think I'm gonna do a lighter like teal color, maybe. Debating on whether this one or this one. I think I'm gonna go with the clear to match like this one because it has clear. And yeah, so it's coming out of the peak. String on 3 beads, and then you're gonna go through the one under it or on top or whichever way you're seeing it, and then you go. So it's coming out of this side, so you're gonna go in through the same side. Pull, and then this part, it's kind of tricky but not really. So it's coming from this way. You're gonna go back through the 3 beads, just like it's kind of like coming loose. Oh my gosh, it's really tight. Okay, then you just pull tight. So now it's coming out of this side, but since it already came out of this side, so you're just gonna go through there. So through this way, pull, and then you're going to go through this bead, this bead, this bead until you come out of the point. So just like this. And then you just pull, and then you repeat. I'm gonna do it like 2 or 1 more time just to show you guys. So it's coming out of the peak, string on 3 beads. Okay, it's coming out. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it like this. Coming out this way. So going in through that way. Oh my gosh. hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Going just like that. So now it's coming out of this side, and you're gonna go back in. And you're gonna go back in through these little beads. Pull through, just like so. Then you're going to go like that. So going through this way. And then coming out of the peak, you're gonna go in through this one, this bead. Oh my gosh. This bead and then this bead. So all of those beads, I guess. Pull through. So it's like that. You come out of the next point and you just repeat. And then I'll check in on the very last one. So my camera is about to die, so if I don't finish this, I want to thank you guys for watching my video. And once you finish all around, you basically just tie it off, cut off the end, and then you will be left with something like this. You will like adjust it because sometimes it might be like out or like squished and stuff, but it's really normal. It's fine. And then yeah, I will try to finish it. Okay guys, literally on the last one, and I don't know if I have enough string, but we will try to push through. So string on 3 beads. It's coming out of this side, so you're gonna go in through the opposite way. And then once it's coming out this side, you're going through the 3 beads you just strung on. And then now you're going in through this way. And then you can tie it off here, but I just like going to right there and then tying it off. I literally have nothing left, like an inch and a half. And then just like that. Oh guys, oh, it just came undone. But basically you just tie it off, cut off your string, and then you will be left with a small carousel. And the carousels cuffs that you usually see are a lot bigger and thicker, so all you need to do is basically add 3 or 5, I don't really remember, but you do 3 or 5, and then you just repeat basically the entire process we just did. And then you're done. Thank you so much for watching. I'm thankful that my battery still held up. I'm like very, very happy because I was really worried about that. But now I have 2 carousel cuffs. I'm in love. I just love the way blue and yellow complement each other like beautifully. I just love it so much. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you guys in another video someday or soon. Please watch some of my other candy tutorials. Let me know if you want to see any more tutorials, like maybe these star cups. As you can see, they're like star shaped, or the peyote stitch, because this is like the beginner stitch or the flat stitch. That's another option. Don't really know what else to maybe a flower cuff, because I do have this flower cuff. And let me see what else I have. And maybe this mini rotator that I made in rainbow that I saw someone else have. I tried making like the same kind of thing, but I also saw this on Pinterest, so I just made it. I added this for like a keychain because I just love fidgeting with it. But let me know if you guys want a tutorial for any of these. I would take any. These are so much fun to make. I love all of these. Yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this carousel cuff. I will see you in the next one. Bye, stars. Love you.